Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we have a different video. I know that we're pretty known for talking about BMWs here on the channel, but I did want to take a second to showcase the new Ram 2500 that we're bringing to the channel. We have a lot of stuff already planned for it, but today we are actually at the shop getting ready to tint these windows because it is a fishbowl. But I just wanted to kind of make this video, let you guys know how much I paid for the truck. We'll talk about some numbers and we'll talk about some plans for the truck coming up very, very soon. But this is Arizona, it's super hot outside already, so we're gonna pull it in the shop and we'll do a walk around on the truck here in a second. All right, guys, so here she is in all of her glory. This is a beautiful, beautiful truck. It's definitely an interesting experience going from a small M2 or an M3 to this big beast. But so this is the 2023 Ram HD 2500. It is the Cummins turbo diesel. So also this is my first diesel, so that's been an interesting experience also. But we'll talk about all the packages or all the things that I added onto the truck to spec it out the way that I would. But we got a pretty good deal on the truck. We didn't pay MSRP for it, so that's always refreshing coming from buying M cars that are typically either right at MSRP or always a little bit of markup. So like I said in the beginning, there's no tint on these front windows, so we are definitely getting that dialed in today because here in Arizona, that is a no-go. So we're gonna do 5% all the way around and then 50% on the windshield there. That's what I run on the M2, and it's always worked out pretty well. Here in Arizona, the police are a little bit more lenient because of how bright the sun is. But let's go ahead and check out this window sticker here. So as you can see, base price on the 2500 Laramie Night Crew Cab is $64,930, and a couple of options that we did go with down here at the bottom. So optional equipment, we have the diamond black crystal pearl coat exterior paint. That was $200. These leather trimmed bucket seats, and these are pretty beautiful as well. So if you didn't know, I used to have a Ram TRX, which essentially, this is almost exactly the same interior, minus a couple other like carbon fiber stuff on the dash and things like that. So the trim level is pretty good on this truck, but these seats are nice, has some suede here, and then some like designs in the perforated leather. There are heated and cooled seats, which is a must here in Arizona on the cooling side. So we have also the Ram Charger wireless charging pad for your phone, customer preferred 2HH package. We also have the towing technology group. And this truck is not something I spec'd out myself. I was just looking for a truck that specifically had one like of the equipment packages, and I could only find one in California. So we went ahead and purchased the car in California and had it shipped out here, which shipping was kind of a nightmare if I'm being honest. It took us about a week and a half to, like once the transport company picked up the truck, it took us about a week and a half to receive the truck. So we have the towing technology group, that is $1,794. If I was opting, or if I was building this truck out myself, I probably wouldn't do that. I don't know how much towing I'll be doing, other than like maybe towing around the M2 and then, you know, stuff for the business. We have the safety group, so that's lane keep assist, full speed forward collision warning, and the adaptive steering system. That was $1,740, so $1,740 additionally. Then the night edition, where we get the nice sport performance hood. We get all the black accents, which is really something I wanted to focus on since it's a black truck. I'm going with the whole blacked out kind of look on the truck. But that night edition was $3,940. And then finally, this is the most important thing that I was looking for on a truck. So typically these Laramie trucks have two different equipment groups. They have level 1 equipment group, and then they have the level F equipment group. So one thing that I drastically miss on the M2 is a 3D camera. So I wanted to make sure, being that this is a really, really big truck, I wanted to make sure that I got that option. And the only way to get that option was on the level F equipment, and that cost $4,995. And then finally, since you have to upgrade to the turbo diesel engine. I think it comes standard with the 6.4 gas engine. That's an extra close to $10,000, so $9,697. And then the final destination charge was $1,895, and the total price just shy of $90K, so $89,735, which is kind of crazy that these trucks are going for so much money nowadays. But so that was the total price on the truck on the sticker. There was a couple of different rebates going on with the dealership that I purchased the truck from. So we ended up paying about $86 for the truck, which again, pretty happy about that. Overall, very, very happy with the truck so far. One thing is that since this is that black paint and it has that flake in it, which is pretty cool, but the downside is that it's gonna be a little bit more harder to maintain. We're definitely gonna have to get in and probably do a 3-step paint correction on this, because this paint is not great. But that's typical coming from the factory on any new car nowadays. So we're gonna have to jump in and do either a 2-step or 3-step paint correction on the truck, and then from there we'll go ahead and ceramic coat it. Probably not gonna do any PPF on the truck, but next week we are taking it down to Westcott Designs, where we are going to do a bunch of different stuff. So we're gonna do a Carly 2.5-inch leveling kit. I think it's called the Backcountry kit. So new springs and shocks in the front and in the back as well. And then we have a new traction bar in the front going on the truck as well. And then also we're going to be putting 37s on the truck with Method 305s, the triple black ones. So going with the whole blacked out theme on the truck. I think it's going to look incredible, but the only downside is that my wife is rather short, so we're gonna have to get some amp running boards so that way she could still get into the truck, because once it's all said and done and lifted and on 37s, it's definitely going to be much taller of a truck. But I really like this Vader chrome in the front, how it just keeps everything blacked out. I think it looks super aggressive and just has a pretty awesome road presence on it. One thing that they did change for 23 was these mirrors. So now they come with a light on the outside, and then they have another light here, which is pretty cool. So yeah, like I said, I didn't spec this myself. I just kind of found a truck that I could, find, and they were having good deals on the majority of the 23 models, since they're really getting ready to release the 2024s. But standard 6.4 or 6'4" box in the back. Friday, we're taking the truck down to have all this rhino lined. I already have a tonneau cover to go on here. So if you're interested in that, let me know down below in the comment section, and I will make sure to record a video doing those two things as well. We are going to be, next Friday, like I said, we're going to be heading down to Westcott Designs to go ahead and lift the truck, change the wheels and tire setup. But we're gonna be doing a pretty cool video down at Westcott Designs because they do a lot of metal fabrication. They're big in the Toyota industry. So when I had my Toyota 4Runner, I took it down there and put their preload collars on the truck. And I never had an issue with it. It rode really good. That's why I'm kind of comfortable with them doing any of the suspension work that we're gonna be doing on the truck. And obviously, sure, I could do the lift myself, but at the end of the day, it's a big truck, right? I don't really have the equipment at home to be able to facilitate lifting this giant beast. Let me know down below if you are interested in more truck content as it pertains to things that we're posting here on the channel. Obviously, we still have a ton of more M2 content coming. I do have an exhaust video coming soon because we did change that. Now we're running a full catback Valvetronic system and it sounds amazing. I'm sure that you've heard a couple of clips that I've been posting, but other than that, I'm super impressed with this truck. And the dealership, the guy that I was working with at the dealership was super helpful, not salesy at all. And yeah, the only downside about buying a truck outside of Arizona, so I purchased the truck in California, now I have to go ahead and register it out here. And once I register it, I have to pay the total sales tax on the truck, since I haven't paid sales tax yet, which I'm okay with, right? I'd rather just bite the bullet now than have that, maybe, I don't know, if sales tax in California, I think it's like 10%. Here it's like 6%, 6 point something, maybe 6.8, I'm not sure exactly. But at least that number is not lumped into my loan. I'm not having to worry about making that extra or paying that much extra as far as taxes go on the actual loan. So I'm just going to go ahead and bite the bullet, buy once, cry once sort of thing, and go ahead and pay those taxes out of pocket when I register the truck here in Arizona. So yeah, interior wise, this thing, like I said, it's almost exactly the same as my Ram TRX. We have the big 12-inch screen, toggle buttons here. They're not auxiliary buttons, so they control like the parking sensors and stuff like that, trailer brake. All the HVAC is still controlled here. You can still operate it through the screen, but it's definitely nice to have these buttons here, unlike they have in the G80 or G87 M2. But other than that, we still have a little bit of this like wood grain here on the center console. On the TRX, this was like carbon fiber, but this looks pretty good too. I did go ahead and still have my phone mount from my old TRX, so I went ahead and installed that on the car, but it's pretty nice, pretty robust. It's not going anywhere. The standard, we don't have a sunroof or anything in here, but all in all, I'm really impressed with the interior quality. Here in the center console, like this guy will move back and forth, and then of course we have like this big opening here, and you can move this guy back and forth. So very, very spacious center console. It's a little bit different from the TRX. So the TRX had their gear selector right here, so we didn't have this big opening, whereas like on an HD truck, your gear selector is here like the old school trucks have. Still push button. Here's your 4-wheel drive select there. All of the steering wheel buttons work and function just like they did on the TRX. However, with this truck, we have the cruise control where it automatically adjusts to the speed of the car in front of you, which is pretty nice. The door card here, we have some Alcantara on the door there. But all in all, I think that the interior of this truck is very, very nice. I think that that's one thing that the Ram does extremely well, and that's one of the big reasons why I chose to go with a Ram and not like a GMC or a Chevy. Definitely not a Ford, but yeah, overall very impressed with the quality of the interior on this truck. So that is going to wrap up our video for today. Hopefully you guys want to see some more truck content. I'm pretty excited about doing a bunch of mods on the truck myself, and hopefully you guys are as well. Like I said, let me know down below in the comment section of this video. Other than that, thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video, and of course we will catch you next week on the next one.